Got it. Yep.
Hello, everyone. Tony Stephen here for another podcast. And this time I'm very, very pleased to be able to introduce you to someone very special, Anthony Grech, who works with the homeless here on the Gold Coast. And I just wanted to explore a little bit why he does it and what kind of self-responsibility he's taken on because of it. And of course, explore what happens to some of the people that are on the street and why they have landed there. Welcome, Anthony. Very nice to have you, mate.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. Tell me a little bit about yourself and why you do what you do, mate.
Yeah. My name's Anthony Grech. Out in the streets of Surfers Paradise, everyone knows me as Grechy. Maltese background. So I'm 54. So I've been doing works out in the streets for about 3.5 years. I just got a big heart for the lost and the broken. I was myself, why I sort of get out there and do it. I went through a second divorce, and then I got depressed, suicidal. I turned to drugs, ice, alcohol, and got lost in addiction. And so yeah, I was lost there for a couple of years, and sleeping in my car, and doing all the wrong things. And then I went down to, I got invited down to a church down at Transformation. It's a rehab there in Surfers Paradise. And went to the church there, and the pastor there was prayed for me, and then just felt the love of God come over me, and my heart changed. And then instead of doing all the wrong things, stealing and hurting people, I started loving on people. So that was from Pastor Mike Barrett. He runs the Transformation Rehab there for 20 years now. He's been running that. So then we started going out in the streets, handing out cheeseburgers and talking to the people. And then, I started doing a bit of work with United Hands of Hope in the park in Cascade Gardens, and feeding them every Saturday. And then they got their license rebuked from the council because a lot of the homeless were sleeping there. So then I just took it upon myself to go out every Saturday night and cook up pasta or bacon and egg rolls and go out and give them food and clothes. And then it just escalated from there. From the last 3.5 years, I'm out there 5 days a week now, not just feeding them and clothing them and sharing the love of God with them and praying for them. I help them get off the streets now as well. I get them into accommodation, help them get back into the workforce and back into the community. And reconnect them with their families, also get them into rehabs if I can, and connect them to a church as well. So 5 days a week out there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you introduced me to one fellow who you just found some accommodation for, and he looked like a different man. He really turned around like yourself. Do you find the whole idea of going from a fear-based mentality to a love-based mentality being generated from the process or the act of giving?
Yeah, well, it's just like a relationship with like anyone. Like if you go out and take an interest in someone and have a relationship with them and let them know that you care about them and you want to help them and you don't want nothing in return at all, then the person actually relaxes and it lifts them up as well, lifts their spirits up, because someone that they don't even know is caring for them and actually wants to help them move forward in their life and get off the streets and get off the drugs. So it's all about just a relationship and spending that time with them. There's a guy there on my Facebook last year, Dave Randall. He was on the streets for 7 years, and everyone knows him on the Gold Coast. They used to call him Birdman, Dave the Birdman, because he used to care for pigeons. And his mental health was, Dave, he's in his 60s. So it took me 1.5 years to spend with him because his mental health was really bad. Spent 1.5 years with him, feeding him, just talk to him, reading the Bible with him. And then eventually we get him off the streets. Now he helps me. And then a lot of the guys I help get off the streets, they actually help me help other people get off the streets. And
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that down at the beach there. It was really invigorating. He was involved in helping his colleagues and of course you.
Yeah. So he's, like this really helped him with his mental health, getting him off the streets. And, he's got a sense of purpose now because one of the big things is, well, keep him busy in a positive way and a healthy way. A lot of people, but a lot of people out there on the streets, they've got their own stories through broken marriages or broken businesses or, and then before they know it, they're on the streets, and then it escalates. It gets worse for them because their mental health gets bad. Then they turn to alcohol and drugs, and it's a big downward spiral for them. So
I've often said to my friends that homeless is it's a mental health problem. There's an issue there with someone. No one openly, freely, and health behind them chooses to be on the street. So there's got to be
they don't choose it. Just before they know it, they're out in the streets. Or there's a lot of people sleeping in their cars as well, or vans,
and couch serving too.
There's a lot of them. But just being out in the streets, I found just put stuff on Facebook here and there, take photo. I asked the homeless, come take a photo, and can we thank these people? And now, like people like Bambino's, Max 2, they service up soup and pasta every Wednesday night, and we get to use his van to help move people around and to help. We also help people in need as well, not just people on the streets. Single moms, single dads, just people that are got poor mental health. And then Monday nights at Jamie Oliver's Pizzas at Pacific Fair, they give us like 20 pizzas Monday night. So we go out into the streets, into the park. And then Saturday, as you met me on Saturday, every Saturday at 12 o'clock, we do a big barbecue and we give out clothes and Bibles. And we spend time with them. We talk to them and see what we can do.
That relationship building, like you said, yes,
yep, that relationship. And there's a few people that are stuck in addiction, and we can't really help, but we don't give up on them. We keep, loving on them and feeding them and clothing them and speaking life into them. And then Presence Church, they give me food vouchers as well to help me, and they've gave me a big room for free that I can store clothes and sleeping bags and just donations. So I got a big room there at Presence Church that I through Pastor Justin and Stephanie. So they back me and they give me a lot of Bibles and a lot of donations as well. So it's great to see some of the community on the Gold Coast help out because I'm just one man, but I've got a big heart, and I've been doing it for 3.5 years now. And this gives me great joy that when now I'm not just feeding them and just keep feeding them, I'm actually getting them off the streets and back into the community. So, yes, it's really a big achievement for me when I get them off the streets and get them off the drugs.
When we were walking down the street and we met you, and just felt a presence about you, an enthusiasm, something very special. And I thought, I've got to talk to this guy again. And of course, I got your name through Max at Bambino. So really big shout out to Bambino's and the other companies for all they do. And if you want to help further, get in touch with either myself or Anthony, and we'll help you to contribute to the Gold Coast Society as well. About responsibility, Anthony, I mean, you've taken it on. You come from a bad side. You've taken on self-responsibility. What generated? Did someone reach out to you, or were you just got sick of it, or what happened?
Well, basically, I was still working, but I was addicted to a lot of drugs and alcohol, and just my mental health. I couldn't see my future. That's when like depression and suicidal came in. But what really happened is a friend of mine took me to his gym, and I started doing some boxing and getting a lot of frustration out. And then his partner was Mike Barrett, which is the pastor of Transformation. He's the founder of the Transformation. He's opened up a lot of rehabs now around Australia and into America as well now. So when I went to his church and just felt amazing presence of love there, and really changed my heart. I was actually cried for weeks, and then that's really turned me around. That's gave me the will to live and to do the right, to do good things out there. And so basically, it's that for me, it's what I do out in the streets is all for the love of God. So because God blesses me now with what I do out there with the lost and broken. So yeah, I'll give thanks to God. That's how I operate, and that's how I get out there, and that's what gives me strength. So yeah, it's all spiritual for me.
Well, look, that's excellent. The Christian concept of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. I mean, the Holy Ghost represents the Spirit, and the Spirit is that element that you're talking about right now. When you go to church or when you help your friends out on the street, there's an extra energy that starts to arise, and that's what you're feeding on. That's the Spirit. That's the Holy Ghost. And I must say, you're an absolute inspiration, Anthony. How do you maintain it though? What do you out now? You've got a house. You've got a place.
Well, yeah, I got a nice place here. I
Looks
live on the
great.
beach. So, but I was on Centrelink for a while, but I get a bit of work here and there. At Bambino's, and then I work in. I go to schools. I do a bit of work with Australian Anti-Ice campaign. I go into schools, high schools, and talk to them about drugs. So I get paid for that as well. And
is that Andrea you're talking about? It's Andrea Simmons.
Yeah, Andrea Simmons. Yeah. So. Andrea, so I do a lot of work with her, and all of a sudden, just with what I put out there on Facebook, people send me money and donations, and it keeps me going because I've got a vehicle. I'm not on Centrelink. I'm just because I'm out there 5 days a week. So basically, I just get blessed from a lot of people, and obviously it's all from God, and it just keeps me going. Even when I come down to my last dollar. All of a sudden money will come to me. The
law of attraction.
So, that's it, brother. But like you're saying, like when I'm out there with people and I'm helping them, just the enthusiasm comes in me just to lift these other people's spirits up and to speak life into them, and to share the love of God with them and tell them, God can help them. If God helped me, He can help anyone else. So yeah. It gives me that amazing energy to keep getting out there and helping people, because with the world how it's going with all this COVID and craziness, a lot of people like to put other people down. Where if we all start helping out and reaching out a hand and lifting other people up, it'll be the Gold Coast of the world will be a lot of better place to live in. So
it's happening, Anthony. I promise you, it's happening everywhere. People like you are becoming aware, awake. Spiritual and starting to take action. It's a marvelous thing. So look, Anthony, there, but what a wonderful few minutes it's been talking to you. I congratulate you. And once again, I'm saying to everybody, please, if you want to support Anthony and what he's doing here on the Gold Coast, give us either of us a call, and we'll make it happen. But what a wonderful story. Thank you so much, mate.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the talk. Awesome.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate.